Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to do a summer morning routine type of video. Now, this is not going to be a skincare routine video for the summer. This is going to be more hair and makeup focused. And it's going to be focused on the summer because of how hot it is in the summer. And I do change up some things when I am dealing with the type of heat that I deal with on a daily basis. I live in Tennessee. I was born and raised here. You would think my body would somehow have acclimated to the ridiculous amounts of humidity that happens in the summer here, but it hasn't. I step out the door and I sweat immediately. So some things have to be changed up in order for me to feel more comfortable in that kind of heat, in order for my hair and makeup to still look good in that kind of heat. So I don't go to all the lengths that I might go to in the fall and winter when it's cooler outside, but I still want to look presentable when I walk out of the house. If I have some makeup on, I want it to still look put together. I want my hair to look put together, and that's kind of what this routine is. So let's start out with hair before we get into the makeup, and a portion of this video is in partnership with Zuvi hairdryer. Now, I have talked about the Zuvi hairdryer many times, and many of y'all have messaged me and told me that you have purchased this per my recommendation and absolutely love it. Now, this is something that I use all year round, every single season, but there are also reasons why I particularly enjoy it in the hotter summer months. I am usually, and most of the time, a nighttime shower person. I will take my showers at night. However, in the hot summer months, sometimes maybe I got hot overnight. I just feel like I need some kind of refresh. My hair needs a little pick me up in the morning. And in that case, I will take a shower in the morning. So on those mornings when I wash my hair, especially when it's uber hot outside, I don't use a conditioner in the hair. I will just use shampoo. I will get out. I will use a leave-in conditioner, brush it through my hair, and then I will go to dry my hair. Now, a lot of y'all will probably be like, why don't you just air dry your hair? It's hot outside. It should go super fast, especially with the length of my hair and the fact that it is thin and fine. But y'all, I have tried to air dry my hair my entire life. And every single time I do, it does not look cute. It just doesn't. It dries, like, especially on this side, it has like one kind of crinkle in it that I just cannot get to straighten out, no matter how much I brush through it when it's wet. It just does not look as good when I air dry it as when I put a hair dryer to it. Even though compared to regular hair dryers, it is more comfortable to not have to put that heat on your hair. And that is where Zuvi comes in, because Zuvi does not rely on heat to dry your hair. It relies on light and wind, which means it's a summer staple for me. Now, it doesn't take me forever to dry my hair. Let's be real. I have, again, short, thin, fine hair. It only takes a few minutes to dry my hair anyways. But when we're talking days where it feels like it's over 100 degrees outside and the humidity is 100%, even those 3 minutes can be very hot and sweaty and gross. And if I just took a shower, I don't want to end up sweaty and gross. And because it uses light, it enables your hair to retain a lot more moisture than if you're using a regular heated hair dryer. So you can retain, using a Zuvi, up to 109% more moisture and hydration to your hair, which in turn makes it look less dry, less brittle. It's easier to manage. It kind of has a better flow to it. It doesn't break as much. And another thing that I notice using this hairdryer is that I don't lose as much hair. Like when I will run my hands through my hair right after I dry my hair, I don't have as much hair in my hand. And as someone who is very self-conscious about the thinness of their hair, like myself, that means a lot. Every single hair that I can keep, it means a lot. So another main difference in the summer for me, the last video I did on this, I cut away showing how I use a round brush, how I section off my hair, how I make sure it's very styled as I use a Zuvi. Now in the summer, my main difference in using this is that I don't use any kind of tools at all except for my fingers. So I'm gonna cut away and show you, I basically will just run my hands through sections of my hair, dry it, move the dryer as much as possible, dry my hair as I am doing that. I will flip my head over, dry it some that way, flip it back over, go around my head again, flip it back over, dry it again. And by the time I've done that like 2 times, my hair is pretty much dry. I don't need to brush through it. Now, obviously I have straight hair. I'm not saying that you will never have to use the tool using the hairdryer like this, but I find that when I don't use tools, when I don't take the time to, section off my hair, I still get a good hair dry. I still get a good look. This is me not sectioning off my hair. I'm still happy with how my hair looks, but it takes less time. So it's faster on those summer mornings. And again, the no heat is such a huge plus. So I'm gonna list and link everything regarding the dryer, including some other videos that I have done talking about this if you want even more information. I do have a discount code. It is actually 12% off, so I'll put that down below as well. And if there's any promotions on the site, you get an extra 5% off. Now, I was looking at the site and I was like, oh my goodness, they have a limited edition color. I'm gonna put it up. It is beautiful. I've told myself, do I need 2 Zuvis? I don't know, but I want 2 Zuvis because this color is so pretty. So if you're looking into it, maybe grab one of the limited edition ones. If you like that color, it's very summer appropriate. It's the small things in life. So I will have all of that information listed below. Now let's head into makeup. I do switch up a few things in makeup, and mostly it is a reduction in products that I use to keep it fast, keep the amount of things that could possibly melt off my face to a minimum, but also a couple of tips and tricks along the way to make sure that it lasts all day. So if you wanna see the makeup look, let's go ahead and head into that right now. Okay, so I am coming at you from the very bare bones beginning. If you can tell, which I know you can, I don't even have my brows on yet. I don't even have my SPF on yet. Because when I'm doing these super fast summer looks, my SPF is my foundation. I also always put my SPF on before my brows. So that's what I'm gonna do. My favorite SPF when I want coverage, when I want fast but not heavy, is the Alastin Skincare Hydratint Pro Mineral Sunscreen. I think this might be my 4th tube that I have gone through of this. I absolutely love it. And I put this on in 2 layers. I've had a few people reach out to me and say they just feel like not necessarily this sunscreen, but any sunscreen that has a little bit of a heavier tint, they're not able to put as much on because it just looks too heavy. And you don't want to sacrifice the actual SPF coverage. So you want to make sure you're still putting a good amount of sunscreen on your face. And when I have one that maybe has a heavier tint or is a little bit thicker, I will put it on in layers. So I'm going to start out with 3 pumps of the Hydratint. So that's it right there. And I'm going to apply this just like I would any other SPF. Don't be shy to rub it in. Don't be shy to get every little nook and cranny. I go back at the end and do my ears, and then I'm gonna do my under eyes here in a minute, but that's the first layer. And I have already, I'll go ahead and preface this, I've already put a separate SPF on my chest. So in the morning when I wake up and do my skincare, I will basically get undressed so that I can really work skincare and SPF all into my chest. So that is already done. So really I'm only doing my neck. That's why I'm not going lower. So after I let that sink in for like 30 seconds to a minute, I will go back in with an additional 3 pumps of the Alastin and do the same thing all over again. But I think you can tell, like, it has some decent coverage. I would say it's a good medium coverage. So I feel like my redness is covered up enough to where I don't feel overly red. I'm very comfortable with this amount of coverage. So I have no issues. I mean, let's be real. I go outside the house without any makeup on at all, a lot, but I really have no issues going outside the house with just this on because of the good coverage. Now I will take a little bit more and use it under the eyes. And this is gonna serve as my corrector today because I'm not gonna do a 2-step concealer. I'm gonna use a concealer, but this takes 1 step out of the makeup routine, which in turn makes it even faster because again, it provides some coverage. So I'm using that as not only the SPF, but also corrector. I'm gonna put just a little bit on my eyelids as well. I am gonna go in with a separate kind of like concealer for that area. But also keep in mind that I am obviously talking y'all through this. What has taken me probably 2 or 3 minutes on camera would take me all of a minute during my actual skincare routine. So now I am gonna start on what everybody would consider the makeup. And this is when I go in to do my brows. Now I'm gonna speed through this, but when I come into my makeup room to do my makeup, if it is right after my skincare, which this is, right? Because my SPF is always put on in my bathroom, then my face is still a little bit tacky from that SPF. It hasn't had a chance to really set into my skin yet. So I will take my Jane Iredale Pure Press. This is an ivory. And I will kind of go over my brows, take some of that tackiness away, or else my brow pencil will not lay down product like I want it to. It'll kind of slip and slide everywhere. Now for brows, I am going to be using my Jane Iredale brow pencil. Now this is the old one and this is the last one I have of this. This is in blonde. I like the new ones a lot. I used neutral blonde in the new one, but it's a little bit darker than this. So when I am doing a more subdued makeup look or no makeup look, then I like to use a lighter brow pencil because I feel like if I don't, my brows can kind of overtake my face. If anyone knows of a brow pencil similar to this shade, please let me know because I do like to have a lighter option. And again, this is my last one. So I'm gonna fill them in with that and then perfect everything with my Sigma Brow Powder Duo, which you can tell I'm almost out of, and this is in the shade Light. So I'm gonna do it on camera, but I'm not gonna talk through it because I have brow videos and Get Ready With Me's where I include my brows. So I'm just gonna speed through it for the sake of redundancy. And then after I'm done with that, I will go back once again with this Jane powder and kind of just brush it through. Y'all, I have no brows. This is like, it's a thing every single day. Okay, I am gonna be using my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, which is my favorite to prime my lids. Now, in a world where I absolutely do nothing else to my face, these are the steps that I would do before walking out the door. My brows, or my SPF, obviously, even if I'm not using one that has a little bit of a higher coverage, my brows, and then I will prime my eyelids because I have a little bit of discoloration on my eyelids. And I find that when I take that discoloration away by using a concealer, it even helps my dark circles from looking as dark because those shadows aren't playing off each other. And that might possibly be, I'm just setting with that same powder. This is why this is like my second compact and it's why it looks like it does because I use it so many different ways every single day. But that might just be in my head, but I don't care. As long as I feel like my dark circles aren't as bad, then that's what matters. So again, this is what I would do. Like for instance, I have a hair appointment later in the week. When I have that hair appointment, this is all I will do. I don't wear makeup to my hair appointment. They wash my hair. I don't want that big ring around my face where my makeup is gone. And this is definitely something that I feel comfortable with. But to notch it up just a tad bit, I'm gonna do a couple more things. Really only 2 more things for the face. I am gonna use a little bit more of a concealer, and this is just my Chantecaille Future Skin Gel Foundation in the shade Vanilla. And I'm just using that just to bump up the coverage a little bit more under my eyes. And the reason I'm choosing this one is twofold. A, it's my favorite product to use as a concealer. B, it is very lightweight. It is not going to make me look like I have full coverage. I would not choose a full coverage concealer for this step for this kind of makeup. It would not balance on the face because I am not gonna have, you know, this full face. I'm doing one more product on my face after this. I'm not gonna have the bronzer and the highlight and the blush and everything to balance out a full coverage look under the eye, and it just wouldn't look natural in my opinion. So I like to choose one that is light to medium coverage in this instance. And then the only other thing that I'm gonna do for my face is use a powder to kind of take the shine down a little bit from the SPF. If I felt like I needed more coverage, it's gonna give me more coverage. I'm fine with this amount, but I also wanna make sure it has some warmth to it because I am not going to be using a bronzer or a blush or anything else like that. So I don't want my face to look flat. So I in turn choose a powder that has a little bit more warmth to it. And so I chose my Clinique Beyond Perfecting Powder Foundation, and this is in the shade Golden Neutral number 8. So you can see it has a little bit more warmth to it, and I am strategic in choosing this color. I would not go in with a powder foundation that even had a neutral undertone. For me, in particular, it's just not what I'm looking for right now. So I'm gonna take my BK Beauty 105 brush, which I like using for powder foundation. I am working on a top 5 powder foundation video. I'm just stippling this in. So be on the lookout for that. I don't think this is gonna make it in my top 5, but again, I chose it because I have used it before and I don't dislike the formula. And I really this is the kind of color that I was looking for. So see how that just added some warmth to the face? That's all I'm doing for the face. For the eyes, I'm gonna keep it really simple too, and I'm gonna use one color. And I chose the Glow Skin Beauty Cream Shadow Stick in the shade Canyon. This is a matte shadow stick. It is a beautiful terracotta shade. I chose matte because I'm able to put it all the way up into my crease and blend it out and still have it look good. I'm not saying a shimmer wouldn't. It's just I don't choose to put any kind of shimmer or sheen in the crease. I'm just gonna blend that all over and take a brush and kind of blend it up into the crease. Take a little bit straight from the component onto the brush and use that under my eyes. And that's all I'm gonna do for eyes. Now I'm gonna take a lash curler. This is actually from Refer. And I just got sent this and I actually really like it. You know another thing I like about this? It comes with 4 different replacement pads, which is crazy. That's gonna last me forever. I so appreciate that when most of the time you only get 1 replacement. And then I'm gonna take my Pixie, look at how little this is. I have another one on the way. Endless Silky Eye Pencil in Black Noir and Tight Line. This just makes such a difference to me in how my lashes end up looking once everything is on. And I'm not gonna use an eyelash primer or anything like that. I'm gonna keep it very simple. I'm choosing a tubing mascara because again, I am wanting to reduce the amount of products I'm using. So a tubing mascara is going to look good on the bottom and the top because I do not have to worry about it flaking or smudging. So I'm using the Beauty Pie Wrap Star Tubing Mascara, and I'm gonna start out putting a little bit on my bottom lashes. Now, if I wanted this to be a true like no makeup look, I would not have put any shadow or mascara under my eyes, but I just wanted to today. So that's why I'm choosing this one. Plus I am not using a primer because, and I know I'm redundant in a lot of this because if any of y'all have watched any of my no makeup videos before, I've said most of this stuff. But the reason I choose not to use a primer for this kind of look is because I don't want my lashes to be the main event, because it's kind of the same thing that I was talking about with the full coverage concealer. If I go all out and have my lashes have like, 2 coats of mascara, primer, and just be thick and voluminous, then I feel like it takes away the fact that I don't have that much else on my face. So I really like to do no primer and really only 1 coat of mascara. And then for lips, I'm just gonna use a gloss. I'm using the Bare Minerals gloss in the shade Peace. I want to say Peach, which is really just it's a nude gloss, but it really doesn't have much color to it, but it's super shiny, which I like. So that is it. That is my probably long-winded on camera, but super fast out the door summer makeup look. So that is it. That is my quick summer morning routine for hair and makeup. Hopefully this was helpful. I will have everything listed and linked down below. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.